we're back.
Sort of.
We've been pretty busy. I've been moving stuff to the farm. Zach's been away actually for the last 4 weeks, so it has been hard for us to get together.
Yeah.
But next week,
Back on the ute.
back on the ute, like legitimately back on the ute.
Hub conversion's ready to go.
Yeah, you probably saw we put a little update a few weeks ago. Just we had issues with our studs not fitting our hubs. We've rectified that. We've actually sort of pre-assembled one to test fit it, make sure it's all good before we do it on camera. But we know it's good, so we've got to put it in.
Yep.
What else?
Pretty well.
It's pretty well in. The HG is nearly ready for rego.
Good to go.
That's pretty close.
The other thing is we're still getting numbers for shirts and hoodies.
Yeah.
So if you do want some, let us know.
If we have to do a run of hoodies first coming into winter, you know, that's what we'll do. But get onto us.
I have a confession.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've been holding out on you.
Oh, yeah. What'd you buy?
That's our design.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's awesome.
I'll insert in video now.
There'll be a later link to this,
Yeah.
because that's actually pretty awesome. That's the first time I've seen that on camera.
The first time you've seen it full stop. So there you go.
So something like that. Tell us what you want. Do you want it as a little logo like these guys? Do you want a big fat one across your
No,
gut?
I've already got the mock up.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
gonna be
round. It's round backyard builds here, and then across your back.
Something on the back.
Yeah.
That'll work. Yeah.
All right.
Confirm numbers.
Let us know.
We're back next week.
Welcome back to Backyard Builds. On this episode of Backyard Builds, we're going to build some engine mounts for the 440. Also going to give some tips and tricks on how to set the engine in the cab or in your engine bay, as well as build mounts. So I've already got some plates cut, got some tubes, got some bushes, so come along and see how we'll mount this engine up. For the engine mount itself, we've cut some plates. So I had a, so to speak, like a template of what I wanted. I had some big block to A-body Valiant or Mopar mount kits, so I was able to use them to get my hole spacings. We're not going to go for your traditional pad style mount, like OEM style mount. We're going to go for more of like a polyurethane cotton reel bush style mount. So these are designed to sleeve through there. They will need a bit of a cleanup, but we'll do that in a sec. They'll sleeve through there as such, both sides, bolt to the block, and then I've got some pre-cut ears that will come down to our rail, just to try and make it as strong as possible. So this style of mount will really limit any engine movement. So if we do decide to put a massive cam in there, it will probably shake the rest of the truck. Same as like a tough mount style mount. They're pretty firm. There's no power or torsional loss out of the motor with that style of mount. Like they're really firm, allow minimal movement. So really good if things are tight, like extractors or exhaust or something like that. The less movement in the engine, the less likely that is to walk or to hit something that it's close to. So I'll clean these up. We'll probably bolt them to the motor, put the tube through, tack it off. We'll set 2 sets of these up on the motor to start with, and then we'll start to center the motor and then set level, and then we'll work our ears back from there. bolted the first one up, and it's going to work fine. So the only issue that I am having is that the back side only has the top bolt in the ear, so it's going to be really hard to square that up, so to speak, just because of the gap between the two. I won't be able to actually physically get a square in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack this one square to this plate with the 2 holes, bolt it off, and use it to square against the other one. So I'll do that for both sides now. I'm going to just make 2 as I go. I'm pretty confident they're going to work from here on in, so I'll just make 2 of everything and keep going that way. So I'm mainly focusing on this driver's side at the moment, but I'm doing the passenger side as we go as well. So we slid the engine in last weekend. So all it's on is this bit of 50 by 50 SHS, just clamped to the chassis. Just sitting on the front of the pan there. Like it's sitting on the lip, it won't damage the lip. So we're packing it to height. So I've just added another 25mm just to come up a little bit. Not that the engine's low, like, if we look under here, the pan isn't even below the rail. But when we come up here, it's hardly into the floor. So there's only going to be a really small tunnel in there. The engine cover is probably going to be bigger than the tunnel is. So, handy hint if you're working by yourself and trying to set stuff up. It's always good to have, like, even if it's 25.2 mil wall SHS, and ratchet straps. Like, I had the engine crane in here, I lifted the trans up, ratcheted it off, but I can adjust the height on this, so if I need 1 click more angle, I can come up on that. We'll set the angle, set the width now, but probably gonna have to recut that passenger side mount. I'll just go around. Oil pump slightly in the way. Oil pump's more important than engine mount, I suppose. It's just a bit tight for another plate in there and a nut, but it should be reasonably close. We're going to try and get it done with that, but chances are I might have to recut one or cut 1 pair. So we'll set angle and set left to right now. Alright, so we've tacked up that side now. Looks pretty good, looks pretty aligned. Got to sand a little bit off here, which is fine, but I'm going to weld this now. So, because this is open on this end, when we weld in here, they're going to pull in immensely. So what we've done, what I've done is measured the distance between here, measures out at 41mm. So just cut a little spacer like that, and all we're going to do is get our F-clamp, clamp up on it. If the clamp grabs, then that'll hold it. Also use the clamp to turn and position and hold it where we want to hold it while we weld it. Alrighty, so one side's done, just doing the other side now. So what we need to do is we actually need to weld the top of the boxing plate to the rail, because the way I've designed the mount, it comes across and then down. So once that's got the mount on it, we won't actually be able to get in there with a grinder or the welder to weld it up. So we'll do it now, sand it off, dress it up, and then put the mount on. Alright, so engine mounts are all in. As you can see that they're tacked off. So what we do before we tacked them, took a measurement from the center of the crank bolt to the rail, back the other way to make sure it was centered. And then we also take our digital angle finder, take a measurement that way, should be 0. Measurement that way, should be 0. That'll give us correct pinion. Manifolds are actually tilted, so carbies should be running flat. It's only about 3 degrees down to get a carby run flat. Thanks for watching. We won't be back next week. Cruisers on the Murray, unofficial cruisers on the Murray is coming up, so we're going down to that. Also, we ordered some parts for the ute and they came and they were totally wrong. So thanks for watching. See you next week.